Yeah, I want to talk a little bit about the economy as well. I know that's a topic you think deeply about. Some of Silicon Valley's recent big wins, and I'm thinking like the DoorDash IPO and Airbnb, what do they tell us about the future of the economy and the future of work? Because it seems like at those particular companies, most of the workers are kind of at the bottom part of that K curve, while the companies are at the top. Who's winning and who's losing with digital transformation?
Really important topic, and I think we are still in the early days of trying to figure out, again, and I would put this in the kind of regulation category. How should we make sure that we have systems that take care of workers, across all ecosystems, and whether those are gig workers or whatnot. How do you provide healthcare? How do you provide minimum income levels for those working on these platforms? I think there's a lot of work to be done to ensure that these are not creators of inequality or accelerators of inequality, but instead really creators of more opportunity, so people have more choice of how they can get an income. And I think that this is this is a big and important topic, because I think you can very reasonably see two sides of this, which is what makes it so hard. I think you have a lot of participants in the gig economy that actually say, hey, I really like these apps as just extra additional income. I don't want them to be overregulated. Because I don't want to be a full-time employee, or I want to be able to have this type of choice, and I want to be able to hop between different ways of generating income. On the other side, these companies and these platforms can become so powerful that they can wipe out alternatives of income sources, in which case then those over the long run, the workers on these platforms might not have other choices. And so then the platforms become too dominant, and effectively are controlling the types of jobs that are available. And so I think this is an area for definitely the government to be collaborating with the private sector to figure out, what do we do to protect the workers on these platforms? What do we do to ensure that that people can make a fair wage, and ensure that whether it's healthcare or other basic needs are either provided by these companies or by other structures. But no matter what, I think that the challenge is we're still in the early innings of many of these industries, which means that we don't quite know, what rule do you create that doesn't lead to a lot of other downstream negative consequences that prevent innovation. At the same time, how do you protect the workers on these platforms? And I think that threading that needle can always be tricky, but I think it's an important problem to go tackle.